We're in session and calls number 321-012, calls number 320-698, and calls number 319-704. All three cases are styled the state of Texas versus Brittany Andre Spears. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Spears?
Doing fine, y'all.
That's good. Mr. Spears, I have before me an information that alleges that on or about July 18th of 2019, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed to Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Mr. Spears, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to this charge, how did you plead? Guilty, not guilty, and no contest? Guilty. Now, you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Spears, I have before me a document that is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
On page 2 of this same document, Mr. Spears, there's a signature. Uh-oh. He needs to put his initial on, he got his signature here. He was supposed to put his initial. Mr. Gilthart. Okay, now, Mr. Spears, I have before me a document, again, that is titled trial court. That's titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment. You acknowledge that you recognize page 1 of this document. And on page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials on a line next to the box that's checked guilty. Are these your initials?
Yes, Your Honor.
On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, Your Honor.
On the next document is the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
There are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your
The
Honor.
second box states that you are waiving, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I have another document here. This document is titled the discovery certification. Mrs. Spears, do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Spears, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I have just mentioned to you, did your attorney, Mr. Galmore, go over these documents with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit Number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection.
No objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Galmore, you've advised and counseled Mr. Spears. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Spears, your attorney, Mr. Galmore, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Mr. Spears, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
The agreement is for 180 days, probated over 15 months, a $1,000 fine, 80 hours community service, DWI education, drug and alcohol assessment, interlock device, and dismissal of cause number 319704 and cause number 320698.
That is our understanding.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Spears,
Yes, Your Honor.
the state is offering that you serve 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail for this case because you'll be placed on probation for 15 months. During the 15-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $1,000 plus court costs of $407, which comes to a total of fine and court costs of $1,407. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. You will also be required to pay the Jefferson County DWI education class an initial evaluation fee of $125 each month. And should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, your total monthly installments, that is how much you would have to pay each month for this offense, is $180 a month. Mr. Spears, will you be able to pay the $180 each month?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Spears, you will also be required to perform 80 hours of community service, attend a DWI class, and have a drug and alcohol assessment. You'll be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. The state will be dismissing cause number 319704 and cause number 320698. And you will also have to adhere to the other standard terms of probation. Mr. Spears, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Spears, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Spears, please stand on the X next to your attorney. You're gonna follow the directions of our court clerk. And once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
You as well, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Rojas,
Yes, sir.
okay, you have Gasper Velasquez, who is on our announcement docket.
Yes, sir. I requested pretrial diversion. I don't see that I've gotten a response on that yet, Judge. I don't know if there's a notation on the docket or not.
Okay, yeah, we have Mr. Velasquez here in court. And Mr. First of all, well, Mr. Rojas, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Judge. I apologize for being late. I was out at the jail.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's fine. We understand you can't be in two places at one time. We're still in session. We have Mr. Velasquez here in court. Mr. Velasquez, how are you doing? Doing all right? Okay. Now, Mr. Velasquez, Mr. Rojas, you want to reset this case?
If we can, Judge, as I stated previously, we requested pretrial diversion. I have not received a response, or I don't see one in my file. And I don't know if there's a notation on the docket as to whether he's approved or not, but I will check up on that between now and the next announcement docket.
Okay, the prosecutor just showed me a notation on the docket, said if pretrial diversion was denied July 29 of 2021.
Okay. I don't have that in my file for whatever reason, Judge. So if we can just put him on another announcement docket, I'm sure we'll be able to move through it, please.
Okay. Okay, just hold on a minute, and we're going to give you your announcement date.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Miss,
What am I doing?
page 4, announcement docket, Gaspar Velasquez, resetting for announcement.
November 3rd.
Okay, Mr. Rojas, Mr. Velasquez case is going to be reset for November 3rd of 2021. Your reset will be sent to you. And Mr. Rojas, when I asked your client how he was doing, I don't know if he responded to me. Does he speak English?
My understanding is that he only speaks Spanish, Judge.
Okay, could you tell him to stand over on the court coordinator who's dressed in green, and he'll get his reset and he'll be free to go.
Yes, sir. Señor Velázquez, hay que ir enfrente de la señora que está vestida en verde. Ella te va a dar una extensión en el caso, ¿ok?
Did you hear? Yeah. Okay, he's over there. Thanks a lot,
Okay.
Mr. Rojas, and you
Thank
have
you,
a
Judge.
blessed day.
All right.
All right,
You too. Bye-bye.
all right, bye.
Just text Tom. Who else?
Okay. And that was Gaspar, right? Okay, who else we have? Let's see. Let me do,
Did McConnell answer? James Patrick?
no, McConnell still didn't answer, right?
Okay. What about Jacoby Moore?
Who?
Jacoby Moore?
Jacoby Moore didn't answer either, right? On the next page,
Caitlin Moore?
Caitlin Moore is here. Caitlin Moore, would you come forward? Do you pronounce it Catlin Moore or Caitlin?
Yeah.
Catlin?
Yes.
Okay. How you doing, Mr. Moore? I'm doing fine. Mr. Moore, I see here that your case was reset to give you time to hire an attorney. Your case was reset to give you time to hire an attorney.
Yes, sir.
Have you?
I should have the money tomorrow when I get paid to hire a lawyer too.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna give you a standard reset to hire your attorney. It's gonna be about 30 days. So as soon as you hire your attorney is going to send this court a letter of representation, and the case probably gonna get reset to another date. Once your attorney that you hire, send a letter of representation, all right? So, Mr. Moore, you're gonna stand on the X, and our court coordinator, the 4X. The court coordinator is gonna give you a reset to hire your attorney. We have, see, we have Courtney Sherry. We have Terry Thomas. And we have Anthony Lund.